Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, May the 9th. Hope you are having a good morning, a good day if you're watching it later. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching it now, thank you very much. It's live. And thank you for watching it later if you're watching it when I post it for replay. I hope you are interested in looking at new releases as much as I am. That's why I do it. Nobody else is doing it. And I want to see what the new books are out each week. And we look at them genre by genre. Morning, Cole. How you doing? Being Thursday, we are going to be looking at fantasy and science fiction. There are a few of them here. Quick announcements. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They will go for 2.5 hours. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evening, and then the Saturday afternoons at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, we shall jump into our sci-fi fantasy. Spin of Fate, The Fifth Realm, first in that book by A.A. Vora. In a world inspired by karma, three teens encounter magnificent beasts, unforgiving magic, and epic battles. Aina's world is governed by tyrannic law, a force that segregates people into upper and lower realms. It's said that if the sinful lowers commit themselves to kindness and charity, their souls will lighten, allowing them into the peaceful upper realms. But Aina, one of the few lowers to ever ascend, just wants to go back home. Aina is desperate to reunite with her mother, hoping she survived the beasts and wars of her homeland alone. After failing to weigh down her soul with petty crimes, Aina joins a rebel group defying the authorities and bringing aid to those condemned to a life of suffering in the lower realms. Alongside Aina are two new recruits, Mizan, a ruthless fighter trying to save his clan from extinction, and Aranel, a spoiled noble spying for the powers that be. Before long, the rebels find themselves in the middle of a brewing war. On one side, a violent king of a lower realm is bent on destroying the tyrannic law. On the other, the authorities of the upper realms will do anything to stay on top. Now the young rebels must face both sides head on if they want to stop a conflict that could break not only tyrannic law, but the universe itself. This is being listed as a middle grade or young adult fantasy. The Brides of High Hill. Ooh, stop it. Good morning, Mary. Happy Thursday. Sullen skies here in Virginia. I think we'll have rain and thunderstorms if you go by the skies this morning. We have had rain and wind for the last 3 days. I think it's kind of supposed to break, so it must be moving into your guys' area, swooping down. But everybody will say, we need the water. The Brides of High Hill by Nevo. This is fifth in the Singing Hills cycle. The cleric Chi accompanies a beautiful young bride to her wedding to the aging ruler of a crumbling estate situated at the crossroads of dead empires. The bride's party is welcomed with elaborate courtesies and extravagant banquets, but between the frightened servants and the cryptic warnings of the Lord's mad son, they quickly realize that something is haunting the shadowed halls. As Chi and the bride-to-be explore empty rooms and desolate courtyards, they are drawn into the mystery of what became of Lord Ro's previous wives and the dark history of Doikao itself. But as the wedding night draws to its close, Chi will learn at their peril that not all monsters are to be found in the shadows. Some monsters hide in plain sight. Any plans this weekend, Mary? Do you have any shows? The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan. This is first in a possible series. I like the cover in terms of fantasy. Lucan Gardova is a card sharp, academy dropout, and thanks to a duel that ended badly, the disgraced heir to an ancient noble house. His days consist of cheap wine, rigged card games, and wondering how he might win back the life he threw away. When Lucan discovers that his estranged father has been murdered in strange circumstances, he finds fresh purpose. Deprived of his chance to make amends for his mistakes, he vows to unravel the mystery behind his father's death. His search for answers leads him to Sophrona, fabled city of merchant princes, where anything can be bought if one has the coin. Lucan only seeks the truth, but instead he finds danger and secrets in every shadow. For in Sophrona, everything has a price, and the price of truth is the deadliest of all. That is intriguing to me. I will check that out further. The Sword Unbound, Lands of the Firstborn, second in series. Gareth Hanrahan is the author. He thought he was saving the world. That was his first mistake. 20 years ago, Alf and his companions defeated the Dark Lord and claimed his city. Now, those few of the 9 that remain find themselves unwilling rebels, defying the authority of both the mortal lords they once served and the immortal king of the elves, the secret architect of everything they've ever known. Once lauded as a mighty hero, Alf is now labeled a traitor and hunted by the very gods he seeks to bring down. As desperate rebellion blazes across the land, Alf seeks the right path through a maze of conspiracy, wielding a weapon of evil. The Black Sword Spellbreaker has found its purpose in these dark days, but can Elfric remain a hero, or is his legend tarnished forever? Yeah, one of those what happens after you save the world kind of stories, it sounds like. Five Broken Blades by May Corland, first in the Broken Blades series. Don't know how many books are going to be in that. It's the season for treason. The king of Yusan must die. The 5 most dangerous liars in the land have been mysteriously summoned to work together for a single objective: to kill the god king Jun. He has it coming. Under his merciless immortal hand, the nobles flourish, while the poor and innocent are imprisoned, ruined, or sold. And now each of the 5 blades will come for him. Each has tasted bitterness, from the hired hitman seeking atonement, a lovely assassin who seeks freedom, or even the prince banished for his cruel crimes. None can resist the sweet, icy lure of vengeance. They can agree on murder. They can agree on treachery. But for these 5 killers, each versed in deception, lies, and betrayal, it's not enough to forge an alliance. To survive, they'll have to find a way to trust each other, but only one can take the crown. Let the best liar win. No shows this weekend. Instead, going to take a class on how to make Dorset buttons. Oh, neat! Sounds like fun, and I have never heard of them. Guess we'll find out, huh? That sounds very cool. Just got blueberry muffins out of the and I'm sipping on a freshly brewed pot of coffee and listening about new books. Life is good for sure. That sounds so nice. What a good way to start a day. Beastly Beauty by Jennifer Donnelly. What makes a girl beastly? Is it having too much ambition, being too proud, taking up too much space, or is it just wanting something, anything too badly? That's the problem Arabella faces when she makes her debut in society. Her parents want her to be sweet and compliant so she can marry well, but try as she might, Arabella can't extinguish the fire burning inside her, the source of her deepest wishes, her wildest dreams. When an attempt to suppress her emotions tragically backfires, a mysterious figure punishes Arabella with a curse, dooming her and everyone she cares about, trapping them in the castle. That's not fair to everybody she cares about. As the years pass, Arabella abandons hope. The curse is her fault. After all, there's nothing more beastly than a girl who expresses her anger, and the only way to break it is to find a boy who loves her for her true self. A cruel task for a girl who's been told she's impossible to love, and she can't leave the castle. When a handsome thief named Beau makes his way into the castle, the captive servants are thrilled, convinced he's the one to break the curse. But Beau, spooked by the castle's strange and forbidding ladies in waiting and the malevolent presence that stalks its corridors at night, only wants to escape. He learned long ago that love is only an illusion. If Beau and Arabelle have any hope of breaking the curse, they must learn to trust their wounded hearts and realize that the cruelest prisons of all are the ones we build for ourselves. They have flipped the Beauty and the Beast story, the gender stories anyway. That could be interesting if you like the fairy tale retellings or reimaginings. Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. A teenager on the run from his past finds the family he never knew existed and the community he never knew he needed at a habitually black college university. Is that what the CU stands for? For the young, black, and magical. 10 years ago, Malik's life changed forever the night his mother mysteriously vanished and he discovered he had uncontrollable powers. Since then, he has kept his abilities hidden, looking out for himself and his younger foster brother, Tay. Now, at 17, Malik is finally ready to start a new life for both of them, far from the trauma of his past. However, a daring act to rescue Tay reveals an unexpected connection with his long-lost grandmother, a legendary conjurer with ties to a hidden magical university that Malik's mother attended. At Cayman University, Malik's eyes are open to a future he never could have envisioned for himself, one that includes the reappearance of his first love, Alexis. His search for answers about his heritage, his powers, and what really happened to his mother exposes the cracks in their magical community as it faces a reawakened evil dating back to the Haitian Revolution. Together with Alexis, Malik discovers a lot beneath the surface at Cayman, feuding covens and magical politics, forbidden knowledge, and buried mysteries. Well, that sounds very, very cool. Like the different culture of like a Harry Potter type of trope, but I like it. Courted, first in the Gatekeepers of the Gods. Previously released. Never mind. Moving on. The Sins on Their Bones by Laura R. Samotin. I would have liked the cover, except for the skulls. I just don't like skulls. Set in a Jewish folklore-inspired reimagining of 19th century Eastern Europe. Dmitry Alexiev used to be the Tsar of Novosvitsevo. Now he is merely a broken man, languishing in exile after losing a devastating civil war instigated by his estranged husband Alexei Balakin. In hiding with what remains of his court, Dmitry and his spy master Vasily Sokolov engineer a dangerous ruse. Vasily will sneak into Alexei's court under a false identity to gather information, paving the way for the usurper's downfall, while Dmitry finds a way to kill him for good. Which is what killing does. Okay. But stopping Alexei is not so easy as plotting to kill an ordinary man. Through a perversion of the Ludaism religion that he terms the holy science, Alexei has died and resurrected himself in an immortal, indestructible body, and now claims he is guided by the voice of God himself. Able to summon forth creatures from the realm of demons, he seeks to build an army, turning Novosvitsevo into the greatest empire that history has ever seen. Dmitry is determined not to let Alexei corrupt his country, but saving Novosvitsevo, they're going to make me say it, and its people will mean forfeiting the soul of the husband he can't bring himself to forsake, or the spy master he's come to love. The Ministry of Time by Killian Bradley. A time travel romance, a spy thriller, a workplace comedy, and an ingenious exploration of the nature of power and the potential for love to change it all. I'm intrigued. In the near future, a civil servant is offered the salary of her dreams and is shortly afterward told what project she'll be working on. A recently established government ministry is gathering expats from across history to establish whether time travel is feasible for the body, but also for the fabric of space-time. She is tasked with working as a bridge, living with, assisting, and monitoring the expat known as 1847, or Commander Graham Gore. As far as history is concerned, Commander Gore died on Sir John Franklin's doomed 1845 expedition to the Arctic, so he's a little disoriented to be living with an unmarried woman who regularly shows her calves surrounded by outlandish concepts such as washing machines, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire. But with an appetite for discovery, a 7-day a cigarette habit, and the support of a charming and chaotic cast of fellow expats, he soon adjusts. Over the next year, what the bridge initially thought would be, at best, a horrifically uncomfortable roommate dynamic evolves into something much deeper. By the time the true shape of the ministry's project comes to light, the bridge has fallen haphazardly, fervently in love, with consequences she never could have imagined. Forced to confront the choices that brought them together, the bridge must finally reckon with how and whether she believes what she does next can change the future. It plays with elements I'm always intrigued in. I will see if the writing holds up. The Deer and the Dragon by Piper C.J. Shouldn't that be the other way around? First in the No Other Gods possible series. How does a human girl lose the Prince of Hell? Marlowe needs to believe she's crazy. The alternative would mean embracing the gift or curse shared by her mother and grandmother. She can see angels and demons, including a dark and haunting entity who's been with Marlowe her entire life. At least she believes that's all he is, until a fae from the Nordic pantheon strolls into her life and informs her that she's been sharing a bed with the Prince of Hell, a prince who's now gone missing. Before she knows it, Marlowe is deeply entangled in a century-old war, stumbling straight into a battleground between mighty beings of myth and legend from powerful pantheons around the world. And who will come out on top may just depend on her and the love she never dared to believe in. Not really my cuppa, but it does hit a lot of tropes that are very popular. This one is probably going to be popular. Cozy fantasy. Now that Legends and Lattes became such a big hit, you're going to see a lot more of these. Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. This is Tomes and Tea #1 by Rebecca Thorne. In the tradition of Legends and Lattes comes a cozy fantasy steeped in romance about one of the Queen's private guards and a powerful mage who want to open a bookshop and live happily ever after, if only the world would let them. All Reyna and Chianthe want is to open a bookshop that serves tea, worn wooden floors, plants on every table, firelight drifting between the rafters, all complemented by love and good company. Thing is, Reyna works as one of the Queen's private guards, and Chianthe is the most powerful mage in existence. Leaving their lives isn't so easy. After all, an assassin takes Reyna hostage, but after an assassin takes Reyna hostage, she decides she's thoroughly done risking her life for a self-centered queen. Meanwhile, Chianthe has been waiting for a chance to flee responsibility, all the better that her girlfriend is on board. Together they settle in Tawny, a town nestled in the icy tundra near Dragon Country, and open the shop of their dreams. What follows is a cozy tale of mishaps, mysteries, and a murderous queen throwing the realm's biggest temper tantrum. In a story brimming with hurt, comfort, and quiet fireside conversations, these two women will discover just what they mean to each other and the world. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that type. Archangels of Funk by Andrea Hairston. Run from your past, hide from your future, protect your present. The water wars have scrambled the world. Flood refugees are on the run. Disruptors and the nostalgia militia roam the roads wreaking havoc. Invisible darknet lords troll the internet, solidifying their power, while Cinnamon, her 3 circus bots, and 2 dogs work with a community of farmers, motor fairies, and wheel wizards to provide housing, healthcare, and education for flood refugees. As Cinnamon confronts threats from the Darknet lords and the nostalgia militia, she must determine how best to honor her elders and her history while building a future for herself and her charges. It's not going to be easy. And that is all we've got that I could find for fantasy and sci-fi being released this week that were not re-releases or paperback from hardbacks that were released earlier. Like the title, Archangels of Funk, has a certain ring to it. Yeah. Okay. Well, Monday we had looked at cozy mysteries. On Tuesdays we looked at mysteries and thrillers. On Wednesday we looked at romance. Today we looked at fantasy and sci-fi. Tomorrow is Freeform Friday. We'll look at some other things that have caught our attention. There's an autobiography that I was interested in. We'll look at that. But otherwise we'll look at more cozy mysteries because there's always a lot of those tomorrow morning. Tonight we do have sprints at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They can start a few minutes earlier than 6 o'clock if things go well, driving home and walking Keo and all that jazz. So make sure you have your notification bell. Not that YouTube is very good at that, but it helps, maybe. Mary says, your timing is impeccable. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Have a great everyone. Hope to see you later on Thunderhorse Descendant. Missed it yesterday. Aaron's called. Life happens. That's okay. And luckily, Randy is there every day, Monday through Friday. And we always have books. Lots of options. So I hope you guys have a very good Thursday. Be safe. Be happy. Mary, have a blueberry muffin for me, please. And hope to see you tonight. Tell people about us. We'd love to grow. We did cross the 250 subscriber mark, but let's aim for 275 now. So have a good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. God bless.